My name is Ian Walsh. This is The Moment Money Matters with Hard Money Bankers, joined for interview 2 with Francesca Ragucci of Francesca
Hi.
Ragucci Marketing. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm well.
Good,
Great to
good.
be on video too.
Perfect. So thanks for joining us. And
You're welcome.
anybody that watched yesterday's or the last interview saw that we were talking about LinkedIn, which is a very powerful digital social media content. It's not just for enhancing and making connections, but there's a lot of digital marketing involved with it as too. I mean, I do advertising on it, like an advertising platform on LinkedIn and so forth. So it's a very powerful, next to maybe Facebook, but for more professional level, it's probably the strongest from the professional to professional. Facebook has its own niche, as you would know, obviously. But one thing I wanted to discuss that you were talking about was like the power and influence of digital marketing.
Right.
My take on it, and I'll speak from my perspective real quick on it, and then you can elaborate for sure. So I look at what I do is a lot of the people in my industry, they're used to doing mailers and billboards and so forth. That's where my industry comes from for the past 10 years. But then we had the internet, right? Well, what happens is people that are searching for people with equity in their homes and they're looking to find sellers and so forth they're mailing to baby boomers. They're mailing to people that their primary focus or direction of information is a TV, is a postcard, is the newspaper. That is going to change as we grow, right? That's not going to be how it's always going to be. At some point, your parents aren't going to be the people controlling the pockets of the country, and they're not going to be the people selling you houses. Who is it going to be? It's going to be millennials, and it's going to be the people in that capacity. And how do they get information? When's the last millennial that you talked to watch CNN? Like, it doesn't happen, right? Nobody watches TV. We all use digital social media to a lot of times get our news, our information moving forward. So working with somebody like you is extremely important if you're a business, because that is how you're going to get your leads over the next 10 years. It will transition out of that postcard phase and out of that newspaper phase. And if you don't start working with somebody like yourself and you're trying to figure it out 10 years from now, you've already lost the last 10 years to people like me or people like you that are doing it now. So can you elaborate on like digital content, social media marketing, and explain to people like how important that really is?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, today, everyone's on their phone. So if I had my phone next to me, I would hold it up. But all of our information, the way we communicate with one another, is translated through our phone. Whether you're emailing someone, you're messaging someone, or you're exchanging business overall, your phone is just easier because a lot of us are on the go all day and our phone is always attached to us. That's where you need to storytell. So creating a brand on social media is like building your reputation in a different place where people in your target demographic actually are. So like you were mentioning, oh, well, what if my target demographic is 70-plus-year-old? Great. 70-plus-year-olds are on social media, and if they're not, their children are on there because their children are the ones who make the decision, especially in the home buying and selling process. Knowing it from personal experience and just working with other clients, it's cost effective for you to invest your money in a source like Facebook advertising, LinkedIn, or develop that reputation that you had with your sphere offline. Maybe you met them at a networking event or you've been sending them postcards and you were able to develop them a nice relationship. There are millions of people on each of the social networks within your target area that you're able to connect with, and they're just one simple message away.
Gotcha. So I agree with that. Like, I think I can't absorb enough information about digital media and companies like yourself that any insight, any edge that you can gain. I've had a couple guys that I work with here in different companies, we have a couple different companies in the office. We're always talking about digital content and the next big thing. Like, you've got to be in front of that. And if you're not, you've got to hire somebody that is in front of it, because
right.
Otherwise your business is going to struggle again with leads. Like, our businesses are built on leads. If you don't have leads, you don't really have a business. You just have a good idea and you're sitting in a room and that's it, right? Like, you've got to have the leads. The phone has to ring, and this is how the phone rings. Your emails come in. So appreciate you giving that insight into what you're doing. And how do people reach you if they do want to get in front of this?
FrancescaRagucci.com. I'm sure it'll be linked up below. That's the best way for you to reach out to me, learn more about my services and myself as an entrepreneur in general.
Perfect. And as everybody knows, Ian at hardmoneybankers.com is my email address, and look forward to the next interview.